Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us today on Comics from the Future. This is the show we do every single Friday where we're going to show you previews of what is upcoming from Marvel, DC, and a ton of indie content creators, cool new series, and variant covers that we don't want you to miss. In case you haven't seen this show before, my name is Megan.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Jason. We're with infinityfluxcomics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
So yeah, hopefully you find some of this info useful so you can add it to your pull list, or maybe find out about something you didn't know was releasing. We do a lot of research and planning for all this to give the info to you, so make sure to give our channel a like, subscribe. We really appreciate it, and we're going to get close to hitting 2K here soon, so thank you to all of you who have already subscribed. We really appreciate it. All right.
So we're going to start with our featured comics this week, beginning with
me. Well, this is exciting. So, Dark Horse has got the half publishing rights, kind of like IDW had before. Dark Horse has them now for Star Wars, and we are kicking it off with the first new foray into Star Wars for Dark Horse. They used to have the license. People loved it back then, and now we've got it back. Starting with this graphic novel. And why is this featured? Because I'm one of the artists on this, and so I had to put this, when I create the show and I'm part of it, I put myself at the top. So, this is Star Wars Tales from the Rancor Pit. This is a $19.99 graphic novel, and I know a lot about this. I've read the whole script. So, this is kind of your 1001 Arabian Nights idea, where Jabba the Hutt has a captive. He's holding him over the Rancor Pit, and the guy is prolonging his inevitable death by telling stories to Jabba to try to appease him. So he's going to be telling 3 creepy stories. This was originally supposed to come out around Halloween. It got pushed back a little bit, but it's Star Wars, so it works any time of the year. It's got stories starring ghost droids, creepy Wampa caves, and the one I'm working on that is about Ty York, set in the High Republic, where she is hunting down a beast that has been seen on this planet. They get kind of some video from the planet where it's just destroyed some of the droids there, and now she is going to be the monster hunter and hunt it down. And a lot of fun stuff happens that I will not give away. But I'm very excited. This is a dream come true for me because Star Wars is like my #1 thing. Couldn't ask for anything else. If this is all I get to do forever, I am perfectly happy with that.
Oh, we know that's not going to be true.
No, but I'm perfectly happy. I love working on Star Wars. So this is what is kicking that off with this first graphic novel.
That's just got to be so exciting to see your name right there.
Yeah.
On the book.
Very exciting to see my name in Star Wars font on a Kelly Jones cover, which is also incredible. So very excited about that. But also following that up is Star Wars Hyperspace Stories #1. This is going to be a 12-part maxi series running roughly a year long. I think it's supposed to be one a month. That is going to explore all different eras of Star Wars, with a little bit that ties them all together. This is also from Dark Horse, so they are jumping in full force. You can expect a lot more stuff as well. This first story is set during the Clone Wars, with Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme going on a rescue mission and getting surrounded by a large amount of battle droids, and how are they going to work their ways out of it. I will not give away too much of the connecting tissue of all of these. You see a little bit of on the cover if you look hard enough. But what's also exciting about this is I'm working on this one too, just not yet. I will be coming on board with issue #3 and some more after that, so you'll stay tuned for that. But wanted to lump all these really cool Dark Horse stuff together. So this is our A cover. And this is the VALDERRAMA variant. But I will say, this does have a first appearance, because I know that for a fact, of a character that is, some form is going to appear in all of them, whether it's physically or kind of a item that they own will appear through all of these. So stick around for that one.
I got to get those full details after the show.
Yep, I know them all.
I looking at these covers, I can almost hear the Roger Rogers.
A lot of Rogers.
Yeah. Okay, so from Marvel, there is a new Thunderbolts mini-series with a new Thunderbolts team. You can see around the cover there. So this follows Devil's Reign, where Kingpin was running the Thunderbolts when he was mayor of New York, but he's out. New York still has a need for Thunderbolts, though. They're just sort of the team that New York can say, hey, you go do that. You're not just a independent superhero team. So when a bunch of threats hit New York, it falls upon Hawkeye to lead a new team. So I guess he's going to be sort of their brains and experience. You got America Chavez on the team, who is definitely going to be sort of bronze and might. Although there's also Power Man, so he kind of serves for that too. And then also two lesser known members, Persuasion and Guts and Glory, make up the team. Thunderbolts always has to reach into those characters you don't see everywhere. So that is the new team for this 5-issue series that you can order right now. And so here's a couple of the variants. Here is the CASELLI trading card variant. I mean, I kind of see it, but they didn't do any border or anything. That could just be just a regular, just cool Hawkeye by himself variant. Here is the IZAAKSE variant, with a bunch of the team just all hanging out on a girder like their old-timey cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Here is the Todd NAUCK variant. Hawkeye's been a scuffle or two, it looks like.
They love showing him beat up.
Okay, so this is a different book I'm about to talk about, but it's Thunderbolts related. There's also going to be a Thunderbolts Marvel Tales. So this is where they do reprints of past issues to catch new readers up, or just to collect it all together. This is going to be 4 different issues that are sort of quintessential Thunderbolt books, including their first appearance in Incredible Hulk. I believe it was issue 449 back from 1997. That book is worth a good bit now. That's one you can still find in dollar bins if you're lucky. But I think that's selling for at least like $50, $60 because that's the first Thunderbolts. And then a few other issues right back from the late 90s. So this is going to be a $7.99 issue that has 4 reprints in it of previous Thunderbolts things to catch everybody up.
Isn't it funny how we've talked about before, like, you can figure out where Marvel's priorities are. We could have seen the announcement of Thunderbolts weeks ago when we knew that book was coming out.
Yep, that's true.
Okay, next up is a $9.99 Harley Quinn special. This is Harley Quinn, the animated series, Sidekicks of New Gotham. This is, once again, $10 special. It's the writers from the Harley Quinn animated series and the Eat, Bang, Kill tour, which was a huge hit here. So they are going to get together and swap stories from New Gotham, and this is going to be what happened to the fan favorite side characters, and it's cool because they're gonna have this like set up to be like a Jerry Springer sort of trash-tastic talk show. So it sounds really fun, funny. It's going to feature Clayface, Batgirl, and even Joker. So definitely must read for if you enjoyed the Eat, Bang, Kill tour or Harley Quinn the animated series. Really fun, really great dialogue in that. So a couple different covers for this. This is the main cover, and then we have the Dan Hipp variant.
Yeah, make sure you let your store know, because you're not necessarily going to get this even though you were on the previous series, because this is a whole separate thing. Absolutely. So let your store know.
And it's a little pricier, so they might not just slide that in your box.
Yeah, people loved that last series.
Yeah.
It was really good, so I could see this being very underordered. Back to Jerry Springer. I remember back on the show, he used to have like a head security guard guy who also was like, got really popular. I wonder if they're going to have like a 1-to-1, have like Bane or Bane's daughter Vengeance or somebody.
Bane would fit that role really well.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is another new book from Dark Horse. This is Minor Threats. This is a 4-part miniseries written by Patton Oswalt. It's Patton Oswalt and Jordan Bloom, with art by Scott Hepburn. You probably have seen his art on some Deadpool stuff. This sounds really fun. So this is a psychotic villain named Stickman. You'll see him on the variant. Has killed the sidekick of Twilight City's main hero. Kind of seems like a Batman type character called Insomniac, which is pretty funny because you imagine that Batman is also an Insomniac. And now Insomniac and I'm guessing kind of his Justice League are on a rampage to the city, taking out any villain they can find to try to find Stickman and get revenge on that. But this is not that story. This is the story about the B and C list villains of the city who are just trying to live their best villain life, rob jewelry stores and banks. Just kind of you know, they're not world domination level. They're trying to do their thing, but the superheroes are really getting in the way of that because they are on hyper patrol, and so a former villain named Playtime is going to put together a team of these minor villains to try and stop Stickman and end his reign of terror before the heroes do, so they can get some settle down in the city. I think this sounds really fun. Definitely with Patton Oswalt writing it, there's going to be some fun characters, a lot of jokes, and I really like the variant cover for this as well. If you'll see, it is a Mike Mignola variant cover with Stickman, which is a very scary looking Stickman if you really look at it. He's got a very creepy face, but sounds really fun. 4-part mini-series from Dark Horse. And then there is a foil variant as well. Kind of looks like that the lettering on it is going to be foil.
Yeah, I like the Patton Oswalt's doing it. And I like the Magnolia cover, like you said. But that's a heck of an elevator pitch on that one.
Yeah. It's an elevator pitch and then an elevator pitch about that pitch. And
the elevator better break down during the pitch, and you have to get rescued
Yeah.
or something. They have to call the firefighters. Okay, so here's a one-shot called Olympus Rebirth. And this is following the death of Hippolyta, who was killed during the trial of the Amazons. Well, whatever happened to her after she died? Well, she's actually being inducted into the Greek gods. She's going to be one of the newest Greek gods. And this one shot is all about that and how she's going to try to look down upon her Amazonian sisters and try to do good by them while she gets to be a god. However, not all the other Greek gods agree with what she wants to do. It can never be that easy. Otherwise, why would there be a comic?
Yep.
It's like, yeah, we all agree. The end. So that is what's going on in Olympus Rebirth one shot. I've said this with some of the things they've done after trial. I'm interested in all this, and they keep expanding that Wonder Woman universe. But this, I can't really see somebody who didn't read Trial picking this up. Like, this really is sort of for, you've read all the stuff, which that's been me here. You probably don't want to jump on this unless you know what's going on.
It's very interesting, though, how they've kept it going with the Artemis one-shot and this, and it feels very well-constructed, but pretty deep into the rabbit hole at this point.
Yeah, and so here's a variant for that. This is the Lotay variant with her throne of leaves. It's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, I guess that could be nice. All right, so next up, we're going to get to other number ones. They're not featured, but we care about them as well.
All right, so this is DC Saved by the Bell REVE. Very obviously playing on Saved by the Bell here.
Did the title write the comic?
I think so, yes. So this is another, DC is obviously doing a few specials like this. This is another $9.99 special. This is going to feature 8 different stories from around the DC universe. It is, or actually, Tales of School Time Fun is what it says. Obviously, so we're going to have the Suicide Squad being sent to an international prep school where they have to protect a dignitary's son. We have the return to Tiny Titans by Art Baltazar and Franco. So that's pretty cool. And 8 different stories overall. So a little bit of summer fun. Actually, this will be coming, it'll be released right when school's starting back. So maybe take the edge off for some of you. So this is cover A by JUNI, and then the Riley Rossmo cover B.
I like how he incorporates all the different art styles into it. The Tiny Titans are running down at the bottom,
That's
and
great.
then some more regular looking heroes.
Very cool.
Okay, next up is the return of Gun Honey. This was actually a pretty big hit. I've heard in a lot of stores, bringing back the classic kind of pulp crime stories. This time, this is Gun Honey Blood for Blood, where our protagonist, Gun Honey, is framed for murder, and now she is going to globetrot around looking for the actual murderer before she is caught by the authorities. We have this amazing Adam Hughes cover. We have this very sticky Lau cover. And then we have this very almost Norman Rockwell-esque style McGinnis cover. We have a Linsner cover.
Yep, I could tell that was Linsner the second I saw it.
And there is a lot more covers.
That's
some
not one of them.
Nope, one that we couldn't show, but check them out online.
Okay, I backed up for a second. All right, so another comic that's coming out from Scout Comics is Mr. Easter.
There we go.
Yes, Mr. Easter. So what is this about? This is done by creator Kit Williams. I'm sorry, Kit Wallace. Kit Williams. This is by Kit Wallace. He's doing the art. He writes it. He does the whole thing. And this is sort of a sci-fi action comedy where we have Mr. Easter, who is the third greatest assassin in the galaxy. And he has this teleportation parasite. I don't know how that works, but I think the name kind of lets you know a little what it does. I guess it teleports him to his jobs. But it's also sort of his partner because it can become any handheld weapon that he can dream of. And so I guess that's some of why he's a great assassin. So in this, he is going up against, it's Elvis night at a backwater bar off on some crazy planet. So if all that insanity sounds like your thing, that's what's going on in Mr. Easter, #1 by Kit Wallace. And it just has the one cover. I'm not sure if this is a mini-series or not. My guess would be mini-series. Mm-hmm. Scout pretty much does things that are 5-6 issues. So that is what's going on there.
That elevator pitch is the long ride back down to the bottom floor.
Yeah, true.
All right, this is one for all you Magic the Gathering fans, which these do okay here. Definitely there is an audience for the Magic the Gathering comic books. So this is Magic Ajani Goldmane. Hopefully I said that right. I'm not a Magic the Gathering player, but he is apparently a fan favorite planeswalker who is a healer. So if you have been reading the Magic series or interested in this one, here is your next one coming out. This is the cover A, and then the Young cover B.
Then we have our next installment of the Dynamite Fairy Tale stories. This is Deja Thor's Fairy Tales. This is a one-shot. And this one kind of sees Deja Thoris as, I think, Snow White, because it says an evil queen seeks to destroy anyone in the land more beautiful than her. And of course, that is, she's going to be coming after Deja Thoris, who is going to rally all of her friends from the woods, all of her woodland kin, to face off against this evil queen and save Barsoom, which is their version of Mars. So this is our A cover. And then we have the Lyrics variant. Plus a ton more variants. Just go on Previews World and check them out.
And look, she's about to give a kiss to Mr. Easter back when he was just a little teeny rabbit before he started assassinating people.
There's the one sitting in her lap is really cute looking if you look at it up close. It's kind of like a little hedgehog thing.
All right, so next up we're getting the cool covers and other comics. This is going to be variants that we think are noteworthy this week, and issue number 2s and 3s of comics that have begun that perhaps you need a little reminder about to sign up for. Starting with Detective Comics issue 1063. So this is the second part that the new team of Ram V and Raphael Albuquerque have begun with their sort of operatic themed Detective Comics. I reviewed the last issue 1062 on Tuesday, and I thought it was a very good start, real different than what the previous team was doing. We've I think feedback from most of our customers have been pretty high thus far. So in this issue, Batman continues to investigate, I called them sort of zombie-like things, like certain criminals are getting turned into these zombie-like creatures. This calls them more demons. So he continues investigating those, and there's one thing that they all have in common, and that's that it is that all the people turning that way are criminals who he tries to keep behind bars. So it looks like it has something to do with him. Surprise, surprise. Meanwhile, Two-Face goes to Batman and asks him for a favor. And the two of them apparently get into a discussion about at what point does Gotham no longer need a Batman. So it sounds like we have a pretty important B plot that's heating up as well in Detective Comics 1063. Here is the variant cover by Jim Lee.
Yes, very cool. Do we know that character in the background?
It could be the matriarch of that royal family that's coming to Gotham. It sort of reminds me of her a little bit, but I'm not sure.
I think they're bad, whoever they are.
Probably.
All right, next up is Young Justice Targets #2. This series goes in between the cartoon. Andy earlier called this an in-between quote, which I thought was so clever. So this #1 just dropped this week. So if you liked it or if you missed it, here is your reminder. #2, cover A, and then cover B by Megan Hetrick.
Then next up we have a book I really enjoyed this last week. This is DC Mech. This is #2, where we do see the Wonder Woman mech on the cover, which is very Greco-Roman. I was very excited to see what hers would look like. And in this one, it says Wonder Woman and Green Lantern join Batman and Flash, who we saw in the last issue, to fight Superman, because in this universe, Superman came to Earth in his own mech, and they knew there was a threat coming from outer space, and so they are assuming that this is Superman and not Darkseid. So we're going to see some big robot throwdowns with the Justice League. This is our A cover, and another awesome Dan Mora Blueprints variant.
All right, this is the Lee Bermejo variant to Action Comics issue number 1046. We're heading towards the end of the World Saga, and the A cover of this, funny enough, had Steel on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like Steel will be in this as well. So this is the Bermejo variant, Action Comics 1046. And then here is the Art Germ Stanley Lau swimsuit variant. They've been doing the swimsuit variants across all of them. And as with these variant series, you know, we always have customers who hear about them pretty late in. So now everybody's coming by for them. So make sure to lock down your copy of it right now if you want that.
I just like the really broad Superman in the background. He's just like huge. Keep looking at him.
Okay, so this is Harley Quinn 21, and you've probably noticed on the past few weeks that we've been featuring Harley Quinn, and it has not, I think this week starts the space journey, so that is actually going to be weekly. For a while, Harley Quinn will be weekly, so this is Harley Quinn #21. I've got a few covers to show you, and I actually just had to check because I can't believe it. You know, we've been showing these Harley Quinn anniversary covers because it's 30 years, and I remember celebrating the 25th anniversary, and our shop's been open that long. It just seems, it's suddenly hit me, because I remember celebrating the 25th, and now here we are at the 30th. So, but anyway, this is the weekly Harley Quinn run. It's going to be coming out starting this week. So this is cover A. The Derek Chu cover B.
That one is really cool if you look at it. All of her different looks.
It's like the Daughterman covers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got her movie outfit. You've got her in like these like spiked shoulder pads that she wore for a little while.
That's good.
And for some reason, I see Batmite in there. He's kind of right in the center. Easy to miss.
Is that Batmite?
I think so.
Might be saying things. There's a lot to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, and this is the very cool Ryan Sook homage cover, which is very similar, if not identical, to the Mexican variant for issue. That's kind of what reminded us as well, the 25th anniversary of Harley.
Yep.
So that has been released before, but only the Mexico version. And then we have the swimsuit cover, Toxic Waste swimsuit, Harley Quinn 21. Lots going on with her right now.
Okay, this is the swimsuit cover for Deathstroke Inc. #12. Fantastic. If you were to say, what would a Deathstroke swimsuit cover look like? I would not expect this, but it is so appropriate. And this is we're still in his year 1 story. This is part 3, and in this one, it is Deathstroke versus Green Arrow for the first time. So yes, this is the David Lapham cover.
All right, here is the Robertson variant, Batman Fortress, issue number 4. In this issue, Batman has teamed up with Lex Luthor to find Superman's Fortress of Solitude and raid it of alien tech to try to stop the aliens who are messing with Earth. So once again, this is a Robertson variant for Batman Fortress number 4.
Has Bajur been in it?
Not yet, but I'm not surprised considering how many Justice League members they lost in issue number 2.
It's great. Great cover.
And this is Nightmare Universe number 5, and this is the cover B from Aaron Campbell. We know the Sandman Netflix show is starting soon, so definitely check this out if you have not already. This is Nightmare Country number 5.
Then we have this really great Brian Boland cover for Swamp Thing number 16, where this is the final issue. This is Swamp Thing versus the Parliament of Gears in this extended miniseries. It was supposed to only be, what?
Oh, yeah, 12 issues?
12 issues, and they extended
correct.
it to 16. So finally, this giant story is wrapping up.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they're not extending it even further. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It
it's
feels
as
just like an
popular-
ongoing.
It's as popular as it was from the beginning, really, at least at our store. Okay, so this is the regular cover to Robin number 16. In this, the solicitation says that Lord Deathman is going to reveal a shocking secret about Flatline to Robin that he's going to have to decide if he will forgive her for. So I'm wondering what that is. And also, do you really trust Lord Deathman? Anything he tells you? Anyway, this is a regular cover for that. And then here is the DeMeo variant for Robin, issue number, I think I said 16, but it's 17, issue number 17.
And I think this one is supposed to really lead into what's next
with Robin.
with
It's supposed to
Robin.
put him to the test, which we know we're headed into Batman versus Robin.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to figure in with that, probably.
All right, we are continuing our journey through Ant-Man's history here with Ant-Man number 2. This is a 4-part miniseries, and the number 1 just dropped this week, in case you missed it. A lot of these similar covers coming out, similar looks to them. This is cover A, and then cover B, the Cola variant.
And this issue takes place during Secret Invasion, which I think is interesting, going back through the different timelines. Okay, and then we have issue number 2 of Gambit, which just started this week by Chris Claremont and art by Will Spartaccio. And this is, of course, following Gambit and a de-aged version of Storm before Gambit joined the X-Men, which this is a very odd setup, but it's really cool. And him and Storm are going up and down the Mississippi on the run from the Shadow King. So this is our A cover and our Dodderman Hellfire Gala variant.
So this is the regular cover for The Variants, issue number 3. In this one, it says that Jessica Jones is going to be backed into a corner where she's going to have to make a very difficult decision. So again, this is the regular cover, and then here is the Cola variant to The Variants, number 3.
All right, this is Wild Cards, Drawing of Cards. This is George R.R. Martin's epic 25 novels, 20 short stories, tons of content coming to Marvel. It's got its whole own alternate history, superhero universe. I don't know if either of you read the number 1 that came out this week.
No, because we got all our shipments in
That's
late,
right, that's
so,
right. So
I'm misreading this.
If you enjoyed that, just like deep lore and so much back history to your characters, this sounds pretty interesting. So there's going to be a 4-part miniseries, and this is number 2. So this is cover A, and then we have the Crease Lee variant.
And then we've got a few Star Wars books this week, starting with Obi-Wan Kenobi, number 4 of 5. So we are getting close to the end of this. It's been a great series so far. In this one, Obi-Wan and Anakin have to leave the battlefield of the Clone Wars because they must confront someone from Obi-Wan's past. It says a lost soul from Obi-Wan's past. So this is going to be really cool. Also in the kind of overarching story of older Obi-Wan remembering the sandstorm that he has been preparing for has hit, and he's kind of hunkered down. So I'll be interested to see how this whole one plays out. This is our A cover. Then we have a Dodson variant, and the Sprouse Choose Your Destiny cover with Kayana Mundi on it.
Here is the Lozana variant to Moon Knight Black, White, and Blood number 4. So this is the last issue of this miniseries that, you know, with all the Black, White, and Bloods, they are anthology style. This one's going to have several stories. One is going to be Moon Knight going up against himself. I mean, that's the story I expected from the beginning.
Yeah.
He is his own worst enemy. That's what makes him such an interesting character. There's also going to be another story where Khonshu goes up against another god and his avatar. That sounds like an awesome story too. So those 2 stories and more in the final issue of Moon Knight Black, White, and Blood number 4. Once again, this is the Lozano variant for that.
And then we have X-Men 14, the Judgment Day stuff continuing. Now this looks like a trading card variant.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Dodderman trading card variant for X-Men 14. And then we have the Junior, Beyond Amazing Spider-Man variants, line of Spider-Man variants that have been coming out. We saw some of those last week too.
Look at all the different enemy weapons and things that are coming for Spider-Man. That's pretty cool.
Then we have Spawn Scorched number 9. This is says the team of the Scorch go forward with a renewed sense of purpose. So kind of sounds like a new storyline is starting here. This is our A cover, and then we have our Keen variant. I like how one of them has a motorcycle, one of them has a horse, and Spawn and Medieval Spawn's like, I've got a dragon. It's a big flex.
Okay, so this is the regular cover to Rogues Gallery number 2. So the character that we didn't really get to meet in issue number 1, she's an actress. Her name is Maisie Wade. She is retiring from being this superhero on a TV show. However, she's going to have to hold off a home invasion by some deranged fans who we met last issue, who are attacking her house, mad at how she portrayed the character on the show, and they are cosplaying as her villains, as her rogues gallery. So this superhero stuff is about to turn too real for her in issue number 2. I'm really looking forward to the second one after the setup of issue number 1. Here is the Sweeney Boo variant for it, and there's also a Stephanie Hans variant for Rogues Gallery number 2.
And the hilarious and crazy adventures of Florida Man continue with Florida Man issue 2. This is one of those ideas that's like, oh yeah, why hasn't that been done before? But here it is, just in time. I've got a few covers for you. This is cover A, cover B, the McLean variant, and the Florida variant itself.
All right, so now we're going to get to other printings and graphic novels.
Starting with, finally, we have Star Wars The Mandalorian number 1 second printing. This it calls it a photo variant, but it's the only cover there is for this one. But this sold out. We ordered high on it, and it still sold out almost immediately. So if you missed your chance to get it, or if you're going to try to get all the covers for this, because this is the first appearance of all of those characters from The Mandalorian, you won't want to miss this second printing of number 1.
All right, so check this out. DC is doing a facsimile of Detective Comics number 27. This, of course, is Batman's first appearance by creators Bill Finger and Bob Kane back from 1939. So, you know, I'm really happy that we're going to be able to have a facsimile of this in our store. I'm going to order a lot of this so that we can just have it around. I mean, who doesn't want to check out Batman's first appearance?
Yeah.
I will say, though, it is $6.99. It's a little pricier than most of the facsimiles. But then again, can you afford to not buy it versus, say, trying to get the regular one, which is worth hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars?
What's the percentage increase from a 10-cent comic to a $6.99 comic?
I do not
Very
know.
incredible. Makes it feel that's really what makes it feel like a lot of time has passed since Batman's first appearance.
Yep. So if you want to check out the first appearance, here is your chance to do it for a mere fraction of what the real one costs.
Alright, more Black Adam content coming out. Before the movie, this is Black Adam Rise and Fall of an Empire for $34.99. This is featuring Tales of a World After Infinite Crisis, and this is during Black Adam's year without Superman, Wonder Woman, or Batman. It collects a lot of content from 52, so definitely one to check out. Sounds pretty cool. Once again, just $35.
Then we have Blue and Gold being collected. This is going to be $19.99 by Booster Gold's original creator, Dan Jurgens. Wrote the story about Booster Gold wants to make a comeback in the modern world, and to do that, he is going to try and take on social media with his help of his best friend, Blue Beetle. So, if you didn't get a chance to read this, or you read it and you loved it and you want to read it again, this is Blue and Gold for $19.99.
All right, so DC is releasing issues 1 through 6 of DC versus Vampires in this hardcover volume 1 for $24.99. This is co-written by James Tynion and Matthew Rosenberg with art by Otto Schmidt. Very popular series, real cool, awesome, alternate sort of DC universe where they have to go up against vampires. Who is the vampire leader? You'll find out in this. That's very interesting. So once again, this is the hardcover edition of the first 6 issues for $24.99.
And then we have Daredevil. This is featuring the 1964 Frank Miller content. So a lot of renewed, I wouldn't say renewed. Everyone's always interested in Daredevil, but even maybe more so now. This is one of his greatest eras, reinvention. So it's going to collect from 1964, 158 through 161, 163 through 191, and material from What If 28. We have a couple covers for you to choose from. This is the Bullseye Elektra direct market variant. Those are always really popular. And then a new one. This is just called the poster cover.
And then we have the Dr. Aphra omnibus coming out. I think they've done this before, but it's been out of print for a long time. This is one of the most popular new characters in recent years to come to Star Wars. So in Volume 1 of this omnibus, it has collects Dr. Aphra 1 through 40, Annuals 1 through 3, Darth Vader 3, 4, 8, 21, 25, Star Wars 13, 19, 31 through 32, Star Wars Screaming Citadel 1, and material from Star Wars Empire Ascendant number 1. So this is close to 54 issues. It's 1,240 pages. So this is definitely on the bigger side of the omnibuses for $125. This is our Rice Direct Market cover. And then we have our Witter regular cover.
I mean, with all this material on Dr. Aphra, how much longer until she appears in something outside of comics?
Yeah, there's plenty of material right there to work from.
Okay, so lastly, this is Marvelverse Shuri. This is a very low-cost entry to learn everything you want to know about Shuri. It's only $9.99, a penny under $10, and this is going to get you several key issues of things that she's been in, like her own series. She had her own like sort of mini series for a while, so it's going to give you issue 1 of that, also issues 6 and 7 of that. I'm guessing those are just better ones for her origin and history than the in-between stuff. It also collects Marvel Action Black Panther 5 and 6 and some stuff from Marvel Voices number 1. So I feel like Marvel, they're getting really good with announcements on their TV shows and movies. They just released a Wakanda Forever trailer showing how important Shuri is to everything, and then here's her book.
Yeah, some really good synergy between those two things, where immediately you see the trailer, whatever, and then you go to your store and boom, there's plenty of stuff.
So just $9.99 for this. And that's our show for today.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate each and every single one of you. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And make sure to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and whatnot. We post new, different content every single day of the week, so there is surely something that you like out there. And once again, we really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you found out some new info on series or comic that you want. And we will see you guys next week.
But for more Megan, she'll be on Whatnot tonight at 8 o'clock selling comics. And then tomorrow we got invited by Whatnot, exclusively as one of the retailers doing Slabapalooza, where we're selling all graded comics. Saturday, what time is that?
5 p.m. Eastern. So please show up. Please show up. Make my number high so I don't sweat too much.
And if you're looking for me, you can catch me at Burger King for dinner.
So long.